Good day. You made it through sleep. Well done. Well done. As you can see, I've got a very handsome, bed-headed looking man with me this morning. Not in my bed, obviously. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you might be thinking, what's happened here? But I would have no problem if I was a gay person, but I'm not a gay man, and I don't know what Markle Flax has to say for himself, but he is definitely here joining us via the interwebs. Markle Flax, talk to me. How you doing?
That is one intro, hey? Jeez. I felt like you just had a shovel and you started digging and then you were already knees deep.
Yeah, no, that's the way to do it. What you need is once you start digging, right, is get a bigger shovel. That's what I believe. Get a bigger shovel. Just keep digging. You know what I'm saying?
Commit to the hole.
That's it. Absolutely commit to the whole. Markle, one thing I've always wanted to ask you is, do you know Markle de Broglie? I'd like to see the two of you meet sometime.
From De Broglie Attorneys.
That's the one. If it's not your fault,
Is
it shouldn't be your problem.
Is that ad still running? I don't like watch TV or anything, so I don't even know.
What do you watch?
So I'll like pick one single Netflix thing to watch and I'll like just watch that. So currently I'm watching Sex Education and that stuff is good.
All right.
It is so relatable. I don't know if like the new younger generation, whatever they want to call themselves, millennials or what, but I can relate to that. That stuff happened to me in school. Those questions got asked to me in school. Like every episode, I'm like, oh, they get me.
That's awesome. You should be able to connect with your art. Simphiwe is here with us as well. Simphiwe, how are you doing this morning?
I am all shades of awesome.
No, fantastic. And have you seen both Michael de Broglie and Sex Education? Are you aware of those two great phenomenons that South Africa has?
I'm aware of Michael de Broglie, not Sex Education. Aren't they on like season 4 or something? Like it's been running. Or is it?
Well, I have no clue. No spoilers because I'm only on season 2.
Okay. And how did you hear about it, Michael?
My roommates were watching it, and then I watched a single episode, and I was like, "Oh no, this is rubbish." And then I decided to start like on my own and watch the first 2 episodes. And my theory is, if you can get through the first 2 episodes, then you're kind of hooked. So now I'm kind of hooked.
And enjoying it, huh?
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest fan of like watching series and stuff. I'd rather read a book or go do something outside. I don't want to be labeled one of those people that will Netflix all day and just waste their life on the TV, etc. I feel like life is outside and it's not. I mean, you can live life inside, but it's more in a productive way. It's not watching TV. It's playing guitar or reading a book, learning something. I feel like we waste our lives in front of TVs.
So, Marco, last time you were on, you had a new job, or you were transitioning to a new job, or you just gotten a new job. So maybe you want to give us an update there.
Yeah, this is like my 3rd job during lockdown, 3rd or 4th job, but I'm absolutely loving life. I was thinking last night that, and sometimes you like have these realizations, and I might have had a realization last night that this could be my career for life, that this could be the one I enjoy the most and the one I stick to and the one I excel the most at. Do you like when you're figuring out what you're good at and then you find a chosen path and then you just foot flat in that lane? This could be it because I'm absolutely loving it. I love waking up in the morning. I love actually doing the job. And I don't think a lot of people can say they love doing their job. Most people just do their job so that their money can pay their bills. But I'm at the point where I've like stopped thinking about the money and I'm enjoying actually just doing the work, if that makes sense.
No, that does make sense. Is how old are you now, Michael?
I turned 29 last month, and I don't feel that old though. And I've started a lot of new skincare routines now. The older I get, though I am missing one routine.
Whoa! You just said the magic words. Hold there, Michael.
You dig skincare routines?
I don't. I have no clue about
this. Is my crowd? Oh no.
Well, Simphiwe is all about that. But
You're on the right track. You're on the right track. You're on the right track.
At 29,
close to 30. come on, you're doing good, you're doing great. Before Mbulelo comes in with negativity, let me give you some praise. All right. It's good to take care of your skin and take care of yourself. And I'm glad that you've actually hopped onto a skincare routine. It's gonna make you age like fine wine. And this is actually a good habit. Don't whatever Mbulelo says after me, just know that this is a good habit that you've picked up on. Mbulelo, the floor is yours.
No, I was going to say, Markle, I'm not really into it, but I'm interested in the whole thing. And later on, we'll be joined by a guy called Sean, right? And Sean Saunders is from RevX. He also must be on a skincare routine. Incredibly handsome dude, but even smarter, which is his thing. So we'll talk crypto a little later. And then a man who has done plenty for this country in terms of comms and telecoms and things like that. And obviously has his podcast with us, Unbundled. Jaco Voigt, the CEO of Catalytic, is going to join us a little bit later in the second hour. So that's just a little teaser on what's to come a little bit later, because Markle Flax has just said the most amazing words: a skin routine. Michael, what are we talking about here? Every day? Are we talking 7 days? Are we talking cucumbers on the eyes? Are we talking avo sort of layers? What? Take me into what you mean by skincare routine.
So it's interesting. It's not something I thought I'd get into or even care about. And I was literally, all I did was I used to go buy like the cheapest face wash, and I would just use face wash once a day. Then I started using face wash twice a day. And then someone told me that one needs to moisturize and put SPF on during the day. And then I started doing that. That was my next step. So every morning I put this stuff is so expensive. Like stuff that goes on your face is so expensive. It's ridiculous. I think they extort us. But anyway, they come out with names you can't even pronounce, like Vichy and Javinci and whatever. But anyway, I started, like, the tubs just get smaller and the price just gets bigger. You put it on in the morning, you moisturize your face. It's got SPF. Then I went away for a weekend and one of my mates was using this stuff called salicylic acid. And by using the stuff and my mates, I mean like in the past 4 days. So I went and I bought salicylic acid. Now I've been using salicylic acid. So I've got the moisturizer for the day. I've got the salicylic acid. And now I'm on the third step or the fourth step, whichever step you see it as. But it's where I need something where I go to bed. And apparently you need moisturizer to sleep with. And it's also important to let your skin be oily. And apparently the moisturizer talks to releasing just the right amount of oil for your skin, that it's not too much oil. So last night I went on all those websites, and it's weird. When you start looking for skincare routines, everything's personalized. And they have like surveys on their website. So I was busy doing a survey and asked you a whole bunch of questions, what you expect from life with your skin, etc. And then they decide on the most expensive products to position to you. And they won't just position one, they'll position an entire day worth of products. But I don't want to be one of those people that's just putting on like skincare products all day. So I'll put on something in the morning, I'll wash my face at night, I'll put on the SPF during the day. And now I'm at the phase where I need some sort of moisturizer to wear to bed. Problem is, this thing costs like a cell number. You look at these prices and they don't stop. It's tiny bottles and it's just really expensive. So I get to the point where I'm like, is it really worth investing in? I mean, who wants to pay like 500-600 rand for a little vial?
I understand your complaint about it being expensive, but this is a good like habit, as I said earlier on. Do you know what kind of skin you have? Like, do you have oily skin, dry? Is it combination? Do you know that?
So I think I have oily skin.
Okay.
And my breakouts are caused by the oil. What are you using when you go to bed?
I have like a night cream. So I have a morning moisturizer and a night cream. I know I know what I'm supposed to do, but I don't actually do it. So I really have like a 3-step skincare routine. It's just I have a face wash that I use, I have a moisturizer, and then I also like every couple of days I use a face mask to just make sure that my skin is looking all sorts of dashing. So I do know that you need to have a bit more like things, serums and whatnot and all that, but my skin is pretty like clear, so I don't have to do a whole lot of that. But I do have like what's this? I'm forgetting. SPF on in
Yeah, you got
my
it.
yes, in my moisturizers, and like facial one. Like there's a facial one that I have as well because I don't want breakouts. But I'm proud of you, Michael. That's something you should, put on your CV, that you have a skincare routine.
Yeah, I
Promise you.
wish I started it earlier.
Yeah, the best time to plant a tree is 25 years ago. So Michael, when I was young when I
How
was
old
young
are
and
you?
handsome, like younger, I've never been as handsome as you are in my life. I'm 35, so I spent time at a place called university, and some of the stuff you've mentioned we had to use. So you said I noticed you said Sicilian.
Salicylic acid. Don't know what
Okay.
it does, but it works.
Yeah, I think it's silicic is what I believe is what you're looking for there, and so we used to use
Are you
it.
sure?
Well, if it's the same stuff, we used to use it because I studied a little thing called chemistry, and in it we used to use it to clean surfaces, clean like we sometimes in genetics we'd work on not full cadavers, but yeah, just in the interest of education. But you might be right. Maybe it's a different compound that I haven't heard of. But if it's the stuff I'm talking about, then there's an Li. So just
I can't
you know,
verify this.
okay, well, but I might be wrong as well. I only have an undergrad as well. I'm not exactly like Richard Dawkins. So all right, you're in the skincare game, huh? All right, listen. Every day is a school day. I'm enjoying this.
I,
Thank you for teaching me, guys, because I've never been into a skin routine. I don't really look at it. I mean, I do a bit of SPF when I'm running, but other than that, just keep it simple and stay hydrated is what I try and do. But okay, well, that's good for people to learn out there that wash your face, what, 3 times a day, Michael? Two times a day, Simphiwe? Well, what are we doing in terms of washing our face, putting the cream back on?
I would say twice a day, in the morning and just before you go to bed. As a female, if you wear makeup, it's very important that like you actually take care of your skin. So you need to let it breathe. So there's an even longer process. So for me, I hardly wear makeup. It's probably when I go to events or something, then I'll put makeup on. So I don't really need to worry about my skin breathing. But as a female who wears makeup, make sure that you get it all out. Don't ever sleep with makeup on. Don't ever do that mistake.
I can't
And also,
imagine
obviously,
makeup to be too healthy for your skin.
well, I mean, I also just want to point out some people a little bit sexist there. Men can wear makeup as well. So if you're a man, please also follow those instructions because obviously, in a time of, I mean, some people I'm highly offended by in the
Excuse me?
time we live in that you think men can't wear makeup. But okay, fine, let's
I
move
just,
on.
yeah, let's move
Because
on. Mbulelo.
no, well, you only gave that warning for women, and I thought, Michael, you don't have to be offended on my behalf, but I thought for all the men that do wear makeup at this stage, I just want to say, let's not let Simphiwe not make us wash our face if you do wear makeup. Markle, a different Markle, not the Broly or not Flax, says
Oh,
any Chinese person will tell you that the best skincare routine is drinking green tea regularly. Have you noticed how young-looking, aged Chinese people appear? Green tea is their secret.
it's not
Now,
only green tea. It's
uh-huh.
like they have those things that they, I don't know what they, but they do like these things onto their face like every
Oh,
day. You
those
have to just,
rollers.
yes, and you have to do that as well.
They look
Um,
like a gimmick to me.
you have
Like
you have to do
it's
that
like a
every
rock
day.
on a roller.
And then they also do the patting, like to release the stress and what. There's a whole thing. Guys, they have the secret. I'm just not that invested to find out what the actual secret is. But there's techniques that they use, and they just tap their forehead, and it just makes them stay younger, and just need to massage, the side of your head every night.
Unbelievable.
It's a whole
Unbelievable.
thing. It's a whole
All
thing.
right. Yeah, hey, the Chinese, I do like the Chinese. They are leading in most of the things in the world. So we should probably follow them in skincare routines as well. Ariella Cameron says, try a couple of drops of tissue oil on your face when you go to bed for oily skin. Sounds contradictory, but it actually balances it. Now, every life is chemistry, right? The bedrock of life is chemistry. Everything you do every day actually is science. It's chemistry. No matter what you're touching, everything is some sort of, no matter how simple, element or compound. So
You
Ariella, it
seriously
doesn't sound crazy.
study chemistry?
Listen, study is a strong word, Michael. For 5 years, I pitched up in university, and eventually wrote tests, and I do have a degree in it. Study is
A
very,
degree
very
in
strong.
chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be impressed. It's not that hard.
What do you
Look
do
at
with
you,
that?
be
Is that
humble.
where you become a chemist, or?
No, so you're talking about pharmacology, a little different. So you study. So we all start with a base of chemistry, and then when you're the smart kids, you get in something called honors, and then you get to specialize. So the type of people you see, and it should give you a new level of respect, because pharma students are the rock stars, right? They are like, so chemistry is all about stats. If you can't do stats, you can't do chemistry. It doesn't matter how, like, you can't be a complete dum-dum. So it's not like doing a BA in marketing or whatever, where anyone can get in, or law or whatever.
I
You've got to
studied
be able to do.
marketing.
Well, sorry, Markle. I mean, I can't go back on my aggression now. Sorry. You're a great guy, though. You
Yo,
are a
that
great guy.
shovel gets bigger.
Yeah, I don't feel bad. I got in. So but no, so yeah, listen, next time you pick up Disprin or whatever, that person behind there, trust me, has done murderous hours. They're some of the smartest people on this planet. So get some new respect for these human beings. You know what I mean?
What did you want to be that you studied chemistry? Like, why did you apply to study chemistry?
I don't know. Fulfill the whole family thing. So my father's a chemical engineer. Who knows why I did it? But I've always loved the sciences since I was young. So who
That's
knows?
pretty
I don't
cool.
know.
Chemical engineer. No clue what they do, but sounds cool.
So they're the guys who are, I wouldn't say destroying the world, but they largely work in resources and mining. So my father worked. So, in mining, you got to get water down to like miners, or make sure that you can clean things down there. After drilling, you need sort of hydration, not just for your guys, but you need all sorts of things and liquids to get down 2,000 meters into the ground. So my father would work with people called metallurgists, and they the real smarty pants. And they'd work out how, hey, let's keep these pipes clean and let's get water to the guys down there and other things that need to get down there. So,
Just put an
so that's
Aquasania machine or two down there. Let oaks fill themselves up.
That's Marco Flax. All right, Marco, everybody wants to know, how's your mother?
Yeah, she's great. My parents are doing very well, thank God.
What's she up
Business
to?
is good. She's the number one caterer in South Africa, if not Africa. Number one kosher caterer. Big shout out to Catering by Reva. But yeah, business took a knock during COVID. Of course, she couldn't have functions and that, but functions are now back. She's back to catering. I'm very, very proud of my parents. I was thinking about it the other day. They both in their 60s, and all they've ever done is their own company. They've always only had their own company, worked for themselves and done what they love. And I think that's sort of like the true value of life, is to do what you want, because that's how like real companies start. It's like, as Elon Musk says, it's like chewing glass and staring into the abyss. It's hard. You have to wait for years until it really takes off, and you have to keep your foot flat even when you turn into gravel road or have to climb up a mountain, etc. And I believe my parents have done that. They worked hard. Eventually, their businesses took off, and now they're doing what they love. And I think that's pretty beautiful. And like, everyone should try achieve that goal. Imagine starting a company, and every company you start out is never instant success. You really got to go through the hard times, the good times, for it to be a success. And most people give up when the hard times hit. They think, oh, it's cool to own a company, but as soon as the hard times hit, they cave in, and then they don't want to do it. And it's the real winning starts after those hard times.
Hey, that's here, Michael. Well said, and long live to your parents, and long may they keep creating jobs for South Africans and making sure that people are fed. Graham Ross Armstrong says, "Where is Gareth? Is this now everyone except the Gareth Cliff show?" So, Graham, I just want to at this stage say, because the world is obviously about you, let me directly apologize to you for serving up the B team and the dross that has been us. But you'll be relieved to know, Graham. You'll be relieved to know that tomorrow you can wake up, make your coffee. I don't know what else it is, whatever it is that's about you that you're going to do in the morning. And Gareth Cliff will be back. So the A team will be back tomorrow. Gareth is still away, folks. It's his last day away. He's just getting a bit of R&R, and he will be up and at 'em tomorrow. So you can join us at the same time. And Gareth Cliff will be back. And then Graham's life can be so much better, and he can get everything he wants just so his world can be perfect for Graham all the time. So, yeah.
Is Gareth on holiday?
Oh, yeah. You know, he's allowed holiday, isn't he?
Is he by the beach or something?
No, I don't know. I can't reveal his current location.
It's a secret location.
Ooh,
yeah, I think
it's all revealed tomorrow.
Maybe, maybe not. But stay tuned and listen to the podcast.
Which you can catch, by the way, on cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Marco, I also wanted to ask you something else. In Simphiwe, you are welcome to answer this. So I saw what was the most electrifying story in the world. Now, whatever you may think of the COVID vaccine, that's whatever that may be, right? But I saw something which I think people can identify with. And obviously, I'm a dude. I never try and see the world through a woman's eyes, because I think it's the most belittling thing in the world is I can't see it through a woman's eyes. And I'm also not that person, because I'm not enlightened. I'm not like I'm going to try put myself in someone else's shoes. So I'm just going to tell you something that I think is awesome, because I can only see the world through my own eyes. In Austria, a brothel is offering COVID vaccine shots, right? But here's the incentive, because people respond to incentives.
It's always a but.
Yes. Well, this is a good but, and includes probably a buts as well, is that they offer you can sleep with any woman of your choice at the brothel in exchange for a COVID vaccine shot. What do we think about that, guys?
What?
Yeah.
Wait, but I think in Austria it might be legal though. It might be legal prostitution. Does that count as prostitution, a brothel?
So
I
do
don't
have.
know the technicalities.
Are they going to be screening the people that will be taking the vaccine shots?
What do you mean screening?
Like to make sure that they like okay, they don't have STIs, STDs, like that. You know, if they're offering that up, right, and they're saying you can pick any of our ladies, are they ensuring that those ladies are going to be protected in some form or some way? That's my first question. Before they get the vaccine, are they going to screen these people and ask for like a medical record or something?
Let's assume that this is like one of those high-end brothels. Number one, everyone's been screened. And number two, and I could be completely wrong on this, let's just assume prostitution is legal in Austria. Now, compare that to the free Uber rides we're getting here with a vaccine.
Yes.
There's a solid deal.
But then
quid pro quo. Okay, Simphiwe, so you're
probably 99.9% vaccinated.
And how much are they? Wait. But important question: how much are they charging then? Because what is this just free? Like it's a free vaccine shot.
Yeah. No, it's to incentivize. And listen, you want to get men to do anything, put it in and around the sex thing.
And how many shots are they giving? Like,
well, you only need one. I mean, Johnson and Johnson. You know.
I don't know. They're probably going back for an early booster.
Yeah. In every sense, some of the men might need an early booster in every sense. I love that, Michael. So what do we think about that? So you worried about the ladies? I don't really know how brothels run. I haven't run a brothel yet, because I don't want to be too sanctimonious. I may fall upon tough times, and I got to do what I got to do. So I think it's awesome, you know, to get guys to do what they. I know we live in this PC world, and everyone has to seem super enlightened. Largely, if you want to get guys to do things, naked women are such an easy place to start. It's such an easy place to start to get men to get on side. So I love it. I love it personally as a pro-vaxxer.
Okay. Well, my only question is, will there be guys there? Like, can I also go get vaccinated and make sure that I'm serviced right?
That's a good question.
It's not a good question.
It is.
No, because Simphiwe, you were sexist just now. So you didn't say men that wear makeup. Sorry, I've already spoken to the brothel in Austria, and you didn't say men who wear makeup can wash their skin. So I'm sorry, we're not going to have toxic femininity in our brothel.
No, it's not toxic femininity. I'm asking, as a fellow human being who would also like to utilize this opportunity of getting a free vaccination shot, will there be men there? Because I'm not attracted to women. So I'm asking, will I be serviced by a man? And if that's the case, this is a great idea. This is amazing.
I think we need to normalize brothels being for men and women. Because like if you go to Amsterdam in the red light district, you just see women in the windows. You don't see men.
Uh-huh.
I think we need to normalize that men are also in brothels to please women.
Absolutely. Yes.
So that's my only concern. You're concerned about the females. I'm concerned about the males. I mean,
Okay,
would you go for the double jab if men were in brothels?
Yes.
Depends how good looking those men are. You know?
Oh, wow.
Let's say they 8 out of 10. I don't know how good looking Austria is.
I don't know. I haven't been to Austria. I don't really know too many Austrians, but
See,
I just thought
so
that was
different.
a fascinating story. You know?
Like here, brothels are illegal, so like people don't do brothels and stuff. Yeah. But in other countries, brothels are legal and it's normalized, and people will use brothels and they clean and stuff. And it's just an interesting way of living.
Yeah. No, it's like we although we had the Sexpo guy come on here, I forget the gentleman's name, and he said actually South Africans are wild. We are wide open. So I always think we're prudish, but yeah, that's a good point. I mean, let's maybe start a petition. Let's see if we can get in the newspapers. Can we open more male brothels? You know, where men are servicing women, as Simphiwe has said, she'd want to be serviced by a man and would consider a double jab. Now, I mean, excuse the double entendre there, but I agree. I think we need to fight for more male prostitute rights. I'm totally on board for that. I want more men to be able to service women. That's a fantastic way to put it, Simphiwe. We'll finish off on this before we get to the headlines. I just
you can't go from a story about brothels and then end it with "we'll finish off." Your transitions are terrible.
Oh, that's Michael Flax at his best. You're the best, Michael. You are the best. Absolute brilliant. Before we get to headlines, I thought you'd love this one. Carl De Santos says Mbulelo only studied chemistry just so he could tell people he studied chemistry. This guy loves a good brag. But why is it a brag if I did it? You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, it's true. I will, because I'm quite insecure. I will let you know, and I will remind you of stuff I've done. So actually, after kind of getting defensive there,
wait,
Carl was dead right.
You're classifying that as an insecurity. You telling people what you've studied. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I think, you know, there's in everything, you must take the feedback. There's a bit of truth in everything. Hey, Michael, like there's a bit of truth. Sometimes, especially if you don't like it, there's a little bit of truth in it. So I'm not going to dismiss Carl completely. You know, I'm too old now to just get super defensive. Hey, do you guys want some headlines?
Yeah.
Sure.
What's happening in this world?
Do you guys still read newspapers, by the way? Like, I saw somebody reading the newspaper the other day, and it took me aback. I was like, what's that?
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Like the actual paper?
Yeah. Like
they were sitting folded, and they were like, page 5. Let's see what they wrote. Like, type of vibe.
Do you guys remember back in the day, I don't know if this still happens, but someone used to throw a newspaper over your wall every single morning. And then Sunday, you'd get the Sunday Times thrown over, and you'd literally just walk outside and there'd be a random newspaper. And if it rains, they would put it in a bag.
Yeah. So we got to experience the Sunday Times one, not the everyday one.
My dad was on the everyday package. It would be the funnest thing when they threw it over the wall. You would hear that thump and you'd know the newspaper landed.
But I just want to clear something up. Are you presuming that it just randomly happened like Father Christmas, or are you aware that your parents chose that situation?
No. So I used to see guys riding around the neighborhood on bikes, and then they'd throw it on the bike, and I don't see that anymore. So I assume it's done.
Oh, you mean like those delivery guys? Like
guys,
huh?
I assume now you have to go into the shops and purchase it, or purchase it at a robot.
Yeah, but I was stunned. Like this guy was.
When last did you see it? Like those guys driving around with the bikes.
Yeah.
Wait, you've never seen that?
No. I mean, like before the internet, before ADSL, like that was the last time. And obviously, I used to get it at home as well. My dad, big newspaper reader. But I was just waiting for this person to make those dad noises. Those, you know that they do when they're reading a paper.
Oh, for your intro to the headlines.
Yeah, you know when the dad, like a dad. All right, so
no, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
No, that's
Oh.
that's on
Yeah,
the
that's for the
news. That's on the
news.
news.
Yes,
Yeah.
but okay.
All right.
I think
Well,
people clear their throats for a story when they need to get people's attention and buy like 2 more seconds for the room to quiet down. It's like clinking a glass when you don't have a glass.
I see what you're saying. I see a little passive aggressive. I do like what you're saying. All right. The Independent says a Canadian becomes the world's first patient to be diagnosed as suffering from climate change. Now, Canadians are always getting a pretty rough ride from Americans, right? And I've said it before, being Betty myself, Betty people are the Canadians of South Africa. Very, very vanilla. Very, very vanilla people. And I did 6 months in Canada at a ski resort. They're
Really?
just nice people. They're just nice
A
people.
chemical
So
engineer then goes to Canada to teach skiing for 6 months.
I am not a chemical engineer, Michael. Really smart people are chemical engineers. I just have a chemistry undergrad. So that's not the same thing. Please don't insult chemical engineers. They are actually smart people. They're not morons like me. But what do you think of that, huh? Imagine Canadians now, a Canadian facing breathing issues was diagnosed as possibly the first patient in the world suffering from climate change. As doctors said, heat waves and poor air quality were responsible for his condition. So this Dr. Carl Merritt basically said this patient who's suffering from asthma, the only thing he can reduce it down to, for the first time in 10 years, he's written that this person is suffering from climate change. What do we think of that?
I'm a bit taken aback.
Yeah, I don't
but
think
I'm
you're going to
just
get a day off work for climate change.
You know? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can already just see that email. Like, sorry, can't come into the office due to climate change. Not feeling too well. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's a real thing, but for me, it just sounds so.
You see, I'd expect like something to come out of, what's her name? Greta Thunberg for this.
How dare you?
Yeah, but nah, that's not flying with me. Like, no, can we? No,
It's
just a no.
Name it seasonal allergies or something.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I went to the doctor the other day. I was so sick. I thought I was dying. Something was killing me from the inside.
And then I went to
no, worse. It was seasonal allergies. And I don't know if anyone else has been diagnosed with seasonal allergies, but at the age of 29, I've just been diagnosed with seasonal allergies. I now fear the change of the season. I'm scared what's to come in a couple of months.
So,
Michael.
Okay, give us some symptoms, Bella Michael.
Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. Basically, you just want to sleep all day because your head is filled with mucus. And the doctor says like your head can be filled with up to 2 kilograms of mucus. So you just want to sleep all day. And it's just like you're stuffy. It's ridiculous. I went there. I thought I was going to get like a week off work, maybe like COVID tests, etc. She ran all the tests. And then she comes back with world's most expensive nose drops as the treatment. And it was like, she wouldn't, I was like, cool, I need a doctor's letter. She wouldn't even give me a doctor's letter for a day of work.
Yeah. No, listen, you're not a 5-year-old. You're not a 5-year-old at kindergarten. Yeah, sorry, Michael. You can't. Climate change and mucus in your brain is not a reason to take off work. Get bloody well, get back to it. Like you said, you love your work. Fight through the mucus.
Let's deal with the easy stuff like seasonal allergies to solve. And then later on in life, sort out climate change.
Climate change.
What's really affecting the people nowadays?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, mucus. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, climate change, you don't get hit with a bill. Here, I got hit with it like a grand bill for the actual climate changing.
You need to go see those Canadian doctors, okay? You need a hookup so that they can diagnose you with the right things and say it's climate change, dude. You're in the
when
wrong
guys
country.
say it's nearly summer or nearly spring, my wallet clenches now. I don't know what's to come. What other flus are out there I don't know about?
The joys of growing old. The joys of growing old.
when the change in climate can actually kill you.
Yeah. Who knew? All right. Let's move on. That's fantastic. Let's have one more headline before we get Sean from RevX on. Brian Molefe says Pravin Gordhan and Ramaphosa must take responsibility for the Eskom crisis. Former Eskom Chief Executive Brian Molefe has called for a parliamentary inquiry into the leadership of both President Cyril Ramaphosa and Public Enterprise Minister Pravin Gordhan's handling of the country's energy crisis. South Africa was again plunged into stage 4 load shedding this week. Eskom is expected to lift stage 4 load shedding at the weekend, with stage 2 load shedding expected to remain throughout the weekend. What are we thinking about this whole, Marco? Is it affecting you, Simphiwe, where you are load shedding? You guys are obviously moving and grooving. You're driving out there. How's load shedding affecting you guys? What are you feeling about this particular story? Because I have a massive opinion. I do know one of these 3 people, but I have a big opinion about 2 of them, which, yeah, I think is less than positive. So I'd rather hear your stories.
It's getting hard to remember, like, we're in stage 4 load shedding with stage 2 lockdown.
Yeah. And in
stage 9 laugh, or like, they're just adding on layers to remember. We're like, this country's like an onion now. You need to just like remember each layer of lockdown or load shedding or climate change that we're in.
Yeah, I hear you. It's annoying. I can tell you that. So I think last night I got home. Was last night? No, the day before that. I got home, there was load shedding, woke up to load shedding. And I was just like, what the hell? Like, what's this? Like, this is not it. And like our leadership, government, everybody's at fault here. You know, everybody. Like, for me, it's not it's this person's problem and it's his fault only. No, it's everybody. Everybody dropped the ball on this, and now we're reaping those beautiful consequences of them not doing their jobs and preparing for moments like this.
Like, how hard is it? You need electricity, you need coal, you find a place that has coal, you make sure the coal's covered and won't get wet on the place to burn the coal, and then you supply the people with electricity. It's such a simple business model.
Yeah.
Look at that. And you figured it out in like 2.0 seconds, Flax. Like, can't they do the same thing?
This world would be a lot brighter if I was running Eskom.
But now, tell me this. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
You would actually be able to see South Africa from space.
No, that works. Brighter works there actually on 2 levels, on load shedding level 1 and stage 2. Because brighter with the lights, and you're brighter than the guys. Very, very good, Michael. You're excellent. I want you to know that for the rest of your life. But have you considered this now, Michael? There's people in Canada, when you burn coal, it changes the climate, and they have to take off work. Have you thought about that? And there's people in the north of Johannesburg getting mucus in the brain because of the climate. What about that?
Oh no!
I see how you've turned that story around now.
You see, now you're in a pickle now because you've covered the coal, but now you've got mucus in the brain.
Yeah, I'd still rather have lights on. I think it's important. I mean, I was stressing about being on the show now. Like, imagine I had load shedding and then I put my laptop on charge last night, knowing that, because I had load shedding at 8 o'clock last night. I put my laptop on charge, knowing that at some point in my life, the lights will come back on and then my laptop can charge. But then I thought I might have it at 6 o'clock again this morning. So I thought I might chew through all my data. And yeah, there was lots of anxiety going on around just load shedding. They don't just turn off our lights. They destroy our lives.
Tell them from your mouth to God's ears there, Michael. Very, very, very good. Yeah. Hey, Michael, you know what? When you're done saving the world and whatever you're doing right now, maybe we let you run Eskom and we get brighter across the board. All right, let's go to our segment with Sean, who is he back from Italy? We'll ask him in a little bit, but this is, of course, another week of some interesting developments in the world of cryptocurrency. There's a lot to get into. Sean Sanders, who is the co-founder of RevX, is here to tell us about it. Let's get him on and see if he's got his fake background or he's still in Italy. Nope, fake background. He is back. Mr. Sean Sanders, how are you, sir?
Good morning. Yeah, very good, thanks. It's the real background, by the way. That's the real office.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that is 100% real there.
Yeah,
that's what Bitcoin buys.
Right? Yeah, no, 100%. But no, I'm back from Italy. No more traveling. I don't actually feel like traveling again for the next 12 months. That was a terrible experience. You know, when you arrive at sort of the Italian border, they say, "Can we see your vaccination passport?" And they say it in like half English, half Italian, so you don't understand it to begin with. And then you hand them this little piece of paper, which is the South African vaccination certificate. And they kind of just look at you and they're like, no, this. And then they call 3-4 different people, have an espresso, and you spend an hour and a half waiting at the airport to get through. So my advice is not to travel during COVID, not to Italy at least.
Noted. Noted, Sean.
Duly noted. For those of us who were smart like Sean and can save enough money to travel, there's your advice for December. Sean, an incredible week for Bitcoin. Some of us, you know what, I'm going to need to call you guys at Bitcoin, at RevX this week and actually get involved in the game. $1 million the price hit recently. I mean, boy, oh boy. Sean, talk us through sort of what does that mean for you guys? I mean, do you feel sort of vindicated, or do you feel we're just sort of getting started in the game in terms of sort of, you know, alternative means of being able to pay and transact globally?
So this is all happening now. And we've said sort of this is hit mainstream maybe about 6 or 9 months ago, when you had a country that came out that essentially said, listen, we're going to treat Bitcoin as legal tender. That was to me like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. And now you've got loads of different countries. You've got Paraguay, you've got some other South American nations that are looking at actually adopting Bitcoin in particular as a means of legal tender. And I mean, that's huge, right? That was something 3 or 4 years ago, people kind of laughed at you at when you said this. And now you've got pension funds outside of South Africa, and that's another topic we can dive into, but pension funds outside of South Africa, endowments, hedge funds, high net worth individuals, you know, they're all entering the space. Like it was a retail sort of endeavor in 2017 where people were just speculating, and now it's got mainstream adoption. And don't get me wrong, people are still speculating. This is very much like the early days of the internet, but there's some incredible projects emerging. And he has an interesting stat, because I think a lot of people sort of hear about this crypto space, and because it's all digital and a lot of it is offshore, they don't really understand the magnitude of what's going on. So the entire JSE's market cap, so the value of all the companies on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, the largest stock exchange in South Africa by far, that comes to roughly around $1.1 trillion. The value of the crypto market right now, and I'll tell you the exact stat, the exact amount is $2.8 trillion. So the entire crypto market is 2.8 times larger than the JSE's total market capitalization. So that's just one thing to start, you know, let that sink in. The entire value of all the companies in South Africa, and this is an aggressive estimate, would be roughly around $2 trillion. So you've got a cryptocurrency market that is, you know, 1/3 larger than one-third larger than all the companies listed and unlisted in South Africa. That's how big this is. This is
incredible.
Huge. Yeah. It's bigger than a country such as South Africa. And, you know, there's been a lot of value created over the last while, but I think people need to realize this has arrived, right? I mean, you don't look at Bitcoin being a $1, $2, $3 trillion asset. This is getting global attention. And it's still just a tiny, tiny fraction of the global economy. South African banks haven't even looked at this. That means that there's loads of other emerging market banks out there as well that haven't looked at this. So when this adoption grows and continues to grow as we expect it will over the coming years, $1 trillion, that's the current sort of market cap of what it's $1.5 trillion for Bitcoin, that becomes relatively small. You start looking at 10, 15, 20 trillion dollars. That's what we're excited about. And it's not going to be a linear road. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be loads of ups and downs along the way. But that's what's got me really excited. So, I mean, the returns that you've seen over the last 12 months, they've been phenomenal. A lot of our customers are smiling. But, you know, it is a longer term journey here. And this isn't an asset class that you go out to and put your life savings in. You start small, you feel comfortable with it, you get your hands dirty. And then, yeah, over the longer term, you sort of build out a bigger portion of your portfolio in crypto.
Kind of like a good relationship, you know, you vibe, you date, you meet her parents, and then you get married, 2 kids, and then you guys live happily together and you retire together. So do it slowly. And I love that approach, because I think sometimes we fear financial people because some of them are sharks. They just want the commission. And so I've always loved that about your approach. Now, Bitcoin's not the only thing that's smashing it, right? Is Ethereum hit new highs this week as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go over the last year returns across different assets. You've got Ethereum, which as things stand right now is up 903%. 903% over the last 12 months. Bitcoin's up roughly around 312%. You've got Uniswap, that's up 150%. Link, That's Chainlink. It's up 150% as well. Cardano up 1,800%. And I mean, I can continue going through all of these, but probably the star performer in the crypto space, and this was a cryptocurrency that was hardly known 12 months ago and has really just blown up, arguably faster than any other sort of large cap coin, and that's Solana. I mean, Solana's up a whopping 10,000% over the last 12 months. And this is sort of like a startup, because a lot of people look at crypto and they're like, holy crap, 10,000%, like how on earth does that happen? But I mean, VCs, venture capital firms, they see this every single year, right? So you invest in a startup, that startup goes from being worth 1 million Rand, all of a sudden worth 100 million Rand. That's that sort of growth. And that's what you're now seeing with Solana. There's, this massive move from the likes of Ethereum, from Cardano over to Solana. Why? Because it's faster in terms of its transactions and the way that it processes transactions, and it's more scalable. Ethereum sort of become a victim of its own success. So, I mean, the crypto market isn't just Bitcoin. I think people must understand that Bitcoin's dominance. So the total value that Bitcoin makes up in the crypto market, I mean, rewind 3 years, was close to 80%. Today, it sits at 45%. So you've seen the value of Bitcoin relative to other cryptocurrencies decline over time. And that's why we're advocates for sort of saying, take a diversified approach when you enter this market. Don't try just go out and only buy Bitcoin. I mean, you're missing out then on everything else this market has to offer.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously for South Africans we're looking to get into that. And we're rather, I don't know, are we late adopters? Are we early adopters? But, our pension fund is prohibiting the purchase of cryptocurrencies. Could you maybe, I mean, I think there's a subclause in there. Quickly talk us through what it is that's preventing us from getting involved really in the game.
Yeah, so I actually was on MoneyWeb yesterday talking about this. Bloomberg also will be having a piece on this later in this week. And I don't get this. This is truly one of those moments where the rest of the world is going in one direction and South Africa just goes, hey, listen, like I'm pulling the handbrake, we're going the other direction. So if you look at the UK, look at Switzerland, look at Singapore, look at all these progressive nations, they say, okay, listen, cryptocurrencies have grown. They've been the top performing asset class over the last 12 months, 24 months, 5 years and 10-year periods, right? So hell, they probably make sense to include them as an alternative asset within a broader diversified cryptocurrency, a broader investment portfolio. So that's what they've encouraged. They've said, listen, get involved with alternative investments, because remember, rewind 10 or 20 years, the only investments that you could get exposure to were really stocks and bonds. And all of a sudden now you've expanded that to include FX, so currencies. You've included real estate. You started going into private equity, venture capital. Now you've included crypto in that. I mean, today we've spoken about this on the show. You can actually invest in non-fungible tokens. So digital art, you can invest in tokenized art. You can actually invest in classic cards. You can invest in Pokemon cards. The entire investing world has sort of been turned on its head. Now, pension funds need to get exposure to some of these alternative assets. Why? Because there's nothing more important to a pension fund than getting a diversified portfolio, i.e. when the market in equities or stocks declines, that something else is then maintaining value within that portfolio. And Reg 28, which ironically is meant to, and that's Regulation 28, it ironically is meant to protect and assist in diversifying South African pension fund portfolios. They've come out to say, hey, listen, you cannot, as a pension fund, invest in cryptocurrency or gain exposure to cryptocurrencies. Now, we've been talking with a load of different pension funds. Why? Because we recently had a proof of reserves audit. We are introducing insurance on the platform whereby all your cryptocurrency holdings will be insured. And pension funds like that, right? I mean, they're saying, well, okay, our assets are protected. We can trust you. You've got a JSE listed investor behind you. Like, great, RevX, let's do stuff. And then all of a sudden, Reg 28 comes out and says, no, you're not getting exposure to this. And I was like, well, back when I was sort of looking at all of this back at uni days, I understood regulators to be the ones to say, okay, right, let's put the framework in place. And then the asset managers or pension fund managers, they were the ones in charge of actually being able to allocate funds. So I'm still scratching my head going, why on earth have you done this? You've completely, in my opinion, you're limiting the opportunity in pension funds. And how have pension funds been doing in South Africa? We lose money every single year. The currency depreciates. You can only move a certain amount of money offshore. It's just ridiculous. I don't know. In my opinion, I just sit there and I scratch my head. I'm like, why on earth, South Africa? Why did you do this? This makes no sense.
Well, I think. Go ahead.
Just a couple questions. I just need to understand the basics. All those cryptos that you said are booming at the moment, like 130%. Can I buy that off RevX?
You can head on, and we've got the top 10 cryptocurrencies with the exception of Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, which we'll be introducing pretty soon. and you can buy those individual cryptocurrencies, or alternatively, you go and you buy a basket. So that's a ready-made bundle of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, just like the JSE top 40 or the S&P 500. So you get just one-click exposure to that.
And is RevX an app or is it a website? How am I going about buying this?
So we went and built a progressive web app. And what that means is essentially we had a website that felt like a mobile app when you accessed it on your phone. We have got a mobile app in the more traditional sense launching in about a month's time, fingers crossed. And that will then hopefully solve that problem as well.
And then will I just transfer from my bank account into my RevX account and then transfer it into Bitcoin or whatever I'm wanting to buy?
That's a great question as well. So yes, that's exactly how it works. You come along, you make a bank deposit. You just make sure that you use your unique reference. There's no fees for making a deposit or anything. And you buy whatever product you'd like on the platform. You've got loads of different investment options and you're on your way.
And do I need any documentation to set it up? Sorry, I'm like stealing it. Yeah, I want to get on this.
Marco, this isn't your personal sort of. Sean's the CEO. He's got other stuff to do. If you want to get involved at RevX, and I'm glad you got all these questions. I'm glad that you're looking to diversify your portfolio, but Sean's got other stuff to do as well. You know what I mean, Marco? He's not your personal.
Yeah, 130%. I want in.
You want a bit of the action. All right, Michael, I'll tell you what you can do is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, they are RevX Invest. Otherwise, it's very, very easy to invest. Step one, sign up to RevX for free, verify your ID, and then you add funds and select the bundle of your choice. It really is that simple. Now, I have been on the website, so it really is as simple as it sounds. And of course, you can get a hold of the guys. Should you have any more problems or you want to contact the guys, you can head over to revx.com, where Sean, I'm sure you and the team will be waiting to help people like Mark or Flax who want personal attention and on a new skincare program, which we can all notice.
Yeah, mine's coming through now. If we can just like boost that to the top.
Noted.
Have your people call me directly.
That's it. That's it. We're going to get the CEO, Sean, who's trying to get even more funding to grow his business. Just Sean, if you could just take a fifth of your day to call Mark or Flax, please, to help him click through. That would be great. Sean, you're great, and let's keep rocking, man. You're a South African doing great things, and let's get involved in the bigger world, and let's hope that the politicians can get out the way so we can get this economy going and get these great platforms like RevX going.
Fantastic. I don't think the politicians will be getting out the way, but hell, we're going to run over them anyway. So
man, you love to hear it. And as you go, Heinz says, I've been very happy with my RevX investment. Thanks, Sean. All right, Sean, keep it real out there, brother.
Brilliant, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
All right.
Take care.
Ciao. That's Sean Sanders, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you can go to revx.com to get in the mix, get a piece of the action like Markle would like to do. So, hey, Marco, you're going to get into it. I mean, Ethereum, all-time high. Bitcoin, all-time high. And as we were saying earlier, the best time to plant a tree 25 years ago.
It's obviously working. I mean, did you see Sean's background? It was like so symmetrical and like calming. That must be coining it off Bitcoin, etc. I mean, look at my background. I got freaking like... look at my background compared to Sean's. Remember, you
can you take us through your background?
YouTube.
So... take us through. We see a bit of books.
Look, I'm a hoarder. I mean, look at this rubbish I have. Who has a baseball mitt? And like, I'm not even American, and I have a baseball. I bought this because it was an impulse buy, and I've never used it, but I have it. I play baseball. Just like Mbulelo is a chemical engineer, I play baseball.
I'm not a chemical engineer.
What else do I have here?
Oh my word, Michael. Okay, take us through the next item.
Play squash. Don't even play squash. Have a squash racket.
Okay.
Can't remember. So I don't even know. I don't even have membership to play squash anyway.
Yeah.
So take us through this. You just do.
I have a tennis racket too. Don't play tennis.
Purchases.
Michael, that tennis racket's too small for you. I can tell you right now, as somebody who does
100% too small.
Do you even know how to check if it's the right size?
This tennis racket even has duct tape on it for some reason.
I don't know what's going on there, Michael. All right, look. What you
don't you guys have a hoarding show?
No, it's
isn't it Collectomania or something?
No. Oh, excuse me. Have some respect. Collecting and hoarding are not the same thing. Collectomania is...
What is the difference between collecting and hoarding?
I'm glad you asked that. You can join us every Monday on Collectomania, which you can find the podcast for on cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, or Spotify to learn the difference. Michael, you can join us on.
I collect random things. How about that?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a little break to think about some of the things you've said in this hour, Michael. I want you to collect yourself for the next few minutes. Hoarders and collectors are not the same thing. Marco Flax. All right, folks, we'll see you in a little bit. It's the GCS.
Yo, I put it like wow. This that sound. These oaks don't work hard like me. I hope they know by now.
Just because it's about technology, connecting your business to the rest of the world doesn't mean you need to send rockets to space and use complicated solutions. Want to simplicate things? Well, join Jaco Voigt, who is the CEO of Catalytic, on the Unbundled podcast. With skin in the game and a keen focus on educating and assisting you and your business, Yaku decodes all the aspects of connectivity, security, and cloud solutions. Unbundled is brought to you by Catalytic and is available on cliffcentral.com, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to the last day that I believe it was Graham has to suffer us without Gareth, because Gareth will be back tomorrow. The G-Man.
Guys, can I make your day?
So that's an all. Well, Michael, excuse me.
Okay,
have some respect.
you can try. You can try to.
Yeah, that's not for you to say. Maybe tell us what you're going to tell us, and I'll decide if it makes my day or not. How about that?
Okay, if this doesn't make your day, I'll be shocked.
Okay, let's go. What you got?
I was just skimming through Twitter right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, shameless punch, because doing the most, Woolworths have just released Chuckles ice cream. Literally,
I saw that.
Chuckles ice cream bars.
I saw that. I'm so excited. Yeah, this announcement is not for Mbulelo. Like, he's not going to be
This is the world we want to live in.
But I'm like, OMG, like, yes.
That's how you solve a pandemic. You invent Chuckles ice cream.
I'm so excited. And I think ice cream is the answer to everything. So if you are happy, have ice cream. If you're sad, have ice cream. When it's hot, have ice cream. When it's cold, have ice cream. When you just, you don't know what to eat, have ice cream. And now this, oh my word, Woolworths, I can't wait. Like, I'm excited.
The CEO of Woolworths to run Eskom for a day. They will get it right. They'll probably have like coal flavored gummy bears you can buy, and like that will now solve the whatever debt that Eskom is in, and they'll make it tasty. They could probably make coal tasty to eat.
I don't
Michael,
know
now
who
that
wants to eat coal, but okay.
I mean, some
But
people
yeah.
do actually. There are people out in
It's
the.
good
in
for
the
you, no?
Midlands. Yeah, some people do. There are little coal snacks. It's a very real thing. Also, but now you guys are into skin routines. You guys ever tried the coal soap? I don't know if you've seen
Yes,
that.
Yeah.
even the facial mask. I've tried that.
Don't dig it.
Yeah, I wasn't too impressed by it. I was just like,
what I
it's
don't like
overhyped.
about it is when you wash it off. It's like scary watching this like charcoal run off your face, and you're like scared it's going to stain your body, etc. It's weird.
What?
Do you also not enjoy that?
No, I just didn't like the fact that it didn't really live up to the hype. So it didn't really leave my skin that hydrated, and I could tell that. But I'm like all for trying things. I even tried the clay mask. And I did that a few times, and that was amazing. That was cool. But I was just like, it's not for me. I'm all for
All
trying
right.
new things.
We can't turn into Oprah and Gail and just talk about skincare routines for the whole time, because our listenership is really, really intelligent. Corona's boring says Gareth is elusive these days, like electricity.
Love it.
I really want to know where he is. Is he by the beach? I'd love
It's
to
a
be by the
secret
beach right now.
location. It's a secret location. Don't worry. All will be revealed or not.
Maybe maybe he's just so Gareth Singh is getting his back tickled. Maybe he's at some spa, with some of that sort of generic sort of Asian music that people play, like that Japanese you hear in Japanese films or whatever, you know what I mean, and just like flowing water. Michael, the man needs to rejuvenate. But tomorrow, you and Graham, rest assured, you wake up 6 a.m. Central African time. You wake up, you better be sure. I believe the greatest presenter this continent's ever produced will be back with us, and you don't need to worry anymore. You know what I mean?
I'm excited for tomorrow.
I
just want to hear where Gareth has been.
Yeah. No.
He's probably got some epic stories.
I'm sure he does. Gareth always is with. Hey, let's hope he hasn't had a vegan lesbian run in now. I mean, we that's a whole different story for him to tell. Hein Bent says ice cream makes you really, really fat. Now, I don't know if you guys care about that at all, because I didn't say it.
It depends on the ice cream.
That's the consequences of what you're eating. We'll deal with that later. Let's just enjoy the fact that ice cream is really, really nice. It's really, really tasty, and it's the answer to everything. Like if you're having a bad day, have ice cream. Point blank. Period. It will make you feel better.
You'll get fat if you're eating the wrong ice cream. Like, don't waste your time on like your normal vanilla and chocolate ice cream. Go for like the pistachio ice cream or these Chuckles bars, things like that. Things that it's worth getting fat over.
Yes.
And that won't make you fat, is what you're saying. You're saying
you won't really care so much.
Like if you're gonna do it, make sure it's an experience and a half. I have to tell you, my favorite ice cream flavor is Rooibos and Cook Sister. Now that flavor was
where'd you get that?
Was at a restaurant called Chow, and they had the most insane ice cream flavors, and I tried like basically most of them, but that was my favorite till this day. It was a few years ago. Till this day, that's my favorite ice cream flavor. When I say I love ice cream, guys, I've had a whole lot of ice cream, different flavors, and I can tell you that one is the one.
It does sound tasty.
Yeah, so Rooibos and Cook Sister.
Cook Sister. Huh? Yeah, it's a thing.
Michael, here's the thing. Here's a message for you. I hope I'm saying the lady's name correctly. It's Thurence, or it could be Turrence. Cameron says Michael Flax is on point today. So Michael,
that's sweet.
People are absolutely loving you, saying you need to be back more often. So let's hope. Although Michael, I have to be the voice of reason. You still have another hour. You've got to keep bringing the goods. Do you know what I mean? I can't have you have half a good show and
all day.
All day. We're here all day, pal. I love it. Fantastic. Yondan Digi says, Woolworths will bring you electricity that tells you how to live your life, and also it will be sustainably used in your house. Only cook sustainably made food. So that's a good point. Agreeing with you, Michael, there on that point. Yeah. But hey, so you say what? Chuckles, huh? I don't even know what that is, but it sounds incredible. And
you've never had Chuckles?
Michael, I mean, you can't see my body. Do I look like I eat ice cream? Come on.
He's what, Mr. 8% body fat?
No, don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. I'm 9% now. I was 10%,
Oh.
but I've been training like an animal.
Excuse.
Ooh.
So,
When last did you have lychee ice cream? That's also tasty.
lychees are great. Lychees
Yeah.
and fruit. And I'm excited. Stone fruit back on the. One of my favorite things. We walk into Woolworths. I'm not saying which is better. They're two different options. You guys would go to ice cream. I'm going to the stone fruit right now. I'm so excited about summer. I love stone fruit. Let's get in there. Let's get in
Nothing
there.
beats
some plums.
Eating mango in the pool, because it's so juicy and it's just sticky, and all you have to do is dunk your hands in the pool and then wash your face in the pool.
No.
You guys never did that. Eating mango in the pool. It's like it's efficient and effective. Do you know how messy mango is?
Okay. No, I'm
not the only one.
No, take me through this. No,
all right.
This whole week I've been learning new things, Michael. So let me and I think this is my moment to learn something new about what you're in the pool and you're having a mango.
All right, try it. Take a mango, get in the pool.
Hold on, Michael, I have questions. Hold on. Let's do it properly. If we're going to do mangoes in a pool, let's do it properly, right? Where are you cutting the mango? Are you cutting it in the kitchen and putting it on a plate and taking it outside? Or are you taking the mango with a knife to the pool side?
You're taking the mango with a knife to the pool side. You're literally just cutting it in half, and then you can literally peel from there in the pool. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter how much of the mango, the pip you put in your mouth. You just go all in. And wherever it drips, the pool's there for you. You can go for a quick dunk and you are sticky free.
Huh.
It's like the same as eating lychees in the pool. It's like certain fruit needs to be eaten in a pool.
This is wow. So
really?
Okay.
I've never tried that. So every time I've jumped into the pool. I was just swimming, and then when I did want to have a snack, I went out of the pool, had the snack at the table where it was at. When I was done, rinsed my hands, whatever, and then jumped back into the pool to have fun. So this thing of like mixing food and pool,
yours sounds like a full day event. Mine, quick mango in the pool.
T20 cricket, yeah. You're not here for a test match. But although, let's not dismiss what Michael's saying, because we remember Sia used to eat oranges. Sia, of course, who used to be the producer of the GCS, he used to eat oranges in the bath. Now, the fact that he was eating in his bathroom was another level. So why is this so revolting to us,
Well,
okay, the bathroom
someone
is different.
Who's never done both, I think I'm the only one who can judge on Flax. That's something
game
different.
changer.
See, y'all should have called him out on that. You just don't do that. Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Listen,
next time you're in the pool, grab a mango. I think it's mango season now, and just live life a little. Go all in. Get sticky. Submerge yourself. You're no longer sticky.
So this is what your mates do at pool parties. I'm worried.
What are you guys doing at pool parties?
All right. And this is a good teaching moment for all of us, right? Pool parties. And I can say this, and I will say it, and I will die on this hill. You can't have a pool party that doesn't have racial diversity for practical reasons. You can't. I refuse. And I made this mistake. I will not go to a pool party anymore where it's just black people. Let me tell you the reasons, right? Is that the problem with black people is a guy who works with me, a guy called Senzo, his term is we over-swagulate. So you're going to come to a pool party in Africa and it's 30 degrees and guys are out here in a full Gucci jumpsuit with the sash bag and the hat and the glasses. At a pool, not one person in the pool. The other thing I won't do ever again, I won't go to a pool party where it's just white people, because then it turns into a swimming gala. Now it's a swimming gala. So what you need is the black swagulation because you need the white guy's gonna have the right Bluetooth speaker. As black people, we don't really take care of the fundamentals. Sometimes we're there for the swagulation. So the white guy, he's got the floating pool speaker. His girlfriend makes that salad with strawberries in it. So you need everyone to balance out. But white people, please stop turning pool parties into swimming galas as well, because there's white guys. All right, there's all the gents get in the pool, and then no, we don't need that. But what we need is the swagulation. So I think it's a very good point there, Simphiwe, to say, Michael, eat your snack at a table, Paul.
No, guys, you have got to try. There's certain foods that you eat in the pool, such as mango, lychee, watermelon. What else is like very juicy?
Michael, this is
Let me
so
say
wild.
This is going very left for me. I'm hearing you speak and I'm just like, what the hell?
I feel like it's one of those
disgusted.
things
I'm
like
disgusted
you need
by
to
you.
try.
Okay.
Once you try it, then you'll be like, okay, I get it. This stuff works.
No, fair enough. You know what? I want to be open-minded to it. Simphiwe, you have to stay open to these things.
My mom,
Yeah,
when we were growing up,
Okay.
she was such a firm believer in like kids must eat ice cream and fruit salad in the pool. You must have your feet in the pool on holiday with ice cream and fruit salad, and then you're on holiday. That was her thing.
You know what? You know what's the perfect mix for you? Moyo down in Durbanville, I think, in Cape
They
Town.
closed down.
Oh, did they close down?
The one on the pier.
Well, the one where you could have your feet in the water while you eat. That Moyo.
Is that not by Oshaka Marine World?
No. You're in Durban. I'm talking about Cape Town.
Oh,
Yeah,
the water's too cold in Cape Town. Nah.
All right, Michael. I mean, everything's about comfort, huh? That's just unbelievable.
You want to comfortably eat your watermelon and mango?
No, hey, well said. Let's move on from Michael's astonishing, quite frankly, sort of eating habits. It's astonishing, but I'm open-minded to it. Michael, I quickly want to tell you something that Simphiwe is going to. Just your thoughts on this. Simphiwe says she's about to go to a birthday, right? Which you'd think, hey, that's normal.
Yeah, where's this going?
All right. The birthday, though, is for a dog. And yeah. So, Michael, to the dog birthday, Simphiwe has been invited. Should she go and should she take a present?
Oh, that's what I'm not seeing the issue yet. 100%. Dog birthday parties are the best.
Okay.
Oh, so you've been to these? Okay, so this is a thing.
I've had these. We have these all the time. We've got 4 puppies in the house. Vasa's first birthday was insane. We had snack platters just for the dogs. We called it a puppy party. So we invited all our mates that had dogs. We had maybe 10 dogs here. They were all swimming. They were having a jam. We had the dog platters out. There's companies here that even make dog ice cream cakes. So all the dogs got ice cream cakes. It was a jewel.
Yeah.
Okay, so take me
and there you are,
first,
just
right?
eating mango in the pool. That's awesome.
That's a vibe. You're gonna love it.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of dogs.
If you want, I'll come with.
That's amazing. But take me through it. What are the do's and don'ts? Like, if I do decide to get a gift, what kind of gift should I get them? And what's the vibe? What's it like? Like, how long is it? Is there a program where we have an opening prayer for the dogs, and then we have a main speaker who's going to talk about Snoopy, and then we have the party where it gets down.
No, so it's not
very
a black
different.
church.
By
the way, Michael, Michael, I just heard the symptoms Simphiwe is displaying there. So I don't know if I don't know if you're into church, but at black churches, I'm Jewish.
But Mbulelo, this is also not black churches. This is also at a 21st. There's a program. Most black family gatherings start like that. They have an opening prayer, and then they'll have the mom-in-law,
sounds like an ANC meeting.
An elder come in, say some words, and then they have the main person say, "Oh, thank you guys for coming," and then keep party. That's when everybody can eat and have a chore. There's a program. Mbulelo, where
is this
have
at
you been?
church?
This is at church, but also just black family gatherings.
But stay away from black church. It lasts all day. If you've got stuff to do on Sundays. My mother refuses to go to black church now. She says, "No, I go to white people's church." Because it's nice and fast. It's 1 hour. They talk and I go home. I can listen to my stories on the radio. So, Michael, I'm glad you're saying you're Jewish. By the way, it doesn't mean that you can't go to black churches. Just in case, should things take a turn, your relationship with Jesus turns around.
Just for clarity, how big are these buffets at church?
Which church? Black churches?
No, you just said there's food.
Yes, at these family gatherings. So
family gatherings.
There'll be enough to to host all the people that are coming. But
And it's all free.
of course, as the invites is me telling you now. Like if I'm like, hey guys, there's a 21st by my neighbor's house, that's the invite. Pull up. It's okay.
Yeah, we don't
Whether
do,
they know
and-
you or don't know you, you got the invite because I know.
And
I know
black
what's
people
happening.
don't do invites, or at least the my black family that I know of is we don't do invites. Like it's one of the things about living in the northern suburbs, which has always been like interesting to me. You know, with white people, you send an invite, and then it becomes a situation. Oh my God, he didn't invite Kathy or whatever. With black people, it's open. If you live on the road, if you heard about it, come on through. We're doing this thing. But Michael, let's focus on.
How do you know how many people to cater for then?
No,
Oh, you don't. So let me quickly tell you what happens is that so if I'm having like a party because I'm turning, a year older, what happens is I'll tell
Michael, are you living under a bridge?
I'm just not under, like, usually it's like invite and then you get numbers and you know how many to cater for. Yeah, it's like open invite.
Yeah, so what happens is I'll then be like, I want to have a party at my place. And then I tell my family, like, I'll just be like, yo, granny, I'll call her up, I'm having a party. And she's like, sure. What she will then do is call her people and be like, yeah, Simphiwe's having a party, pull up. And instead of just having a +1, it's more like a +10. So what happens when I'm busy, catering, I'll be like, well, I invited my grand, she's going to come with 30 people. My people are coming and they bring their squad. So I need to cater for like 200, 250, 300 people. Okay, cool. And then whoever hears the noise as well, like on the actual day, when you hear the doof doof, homonat, it's going down, that's invite as well. Like the minute you can hear the music, then oh, that's my invite, I can go.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like to be the host of a party like that because you're either going to have too much food or too little food. And either way, it's like too little food, everyone's now starving, and too much food, you don't have space in your fridge.
Don't worry, black people have been doing this for years. They know how to cater. They know how to stretch that. There's a reason why they also cook certain foods, okay? There's a reason why there's always stew and there's pap. Those two things will last. Will fill up
and
people.
let me tell you something. If you need to grate carrots, get black ladies to do it. They've been doing it across night their whole lives. If you go to a black wedding, black women specialize in many things, but in particular, grating carrots. Yay! It's a full-time assignment. Let me tell you, that's overnight. So shout out to people who have been to black weddings and black funerals. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so Simphiwe, we didn't really close it around, but we do need to move on. Good luck with the dog party. We'll have Yaku in a little bit.
I'll hit you up, Flax. You can tell me.
Yeah, you're going to dig it. You're really going to dig it.
You guys can take it offline, as we say in the biz. Simphiwe, you were talking about something on TikTok that you saw. Now, it is something that I love because I do love a few female singers. But tell us about what you saw on TikTok. And yeah, it's incredible stuff.
So I've been seeing these videos, but I pose this question to you guys as well. And I'd like for you guys to also share. But there's a guy on TikTok who asked men. So this is also a question for men. What's the one song by a female artist that you will sing with your entire chest? The minute that song goes on, you're there with it with the mic, and you just like, singing it and you're in it. Like, what's that one song? Because I've seen quite a few videos of these men singing the songs, and I'd like to know what's that one song for you.
I hope I don't butcher this, but Celine Dion, does she not sing the Titanic song?
Oh yeah, well, take it away, Chief.
That song I could catch me in a karaoke bar and on with that Titanic song. It hits. And it's a crowd pleaser. It is Celine Dion, right?
I think so. I'm not sure. Don't want to die on this hill.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't know. Because growing up, my aunt used to fetch me from school. I'm like talking when I was like 6, 7 years old. And she used to have a Celine Dion CD. And she used to just play that on repeat. And I used to love it. And now I'm still a big fan of Celine Dion. I don't know if she's still making songs or what. But she was good back in the day. But I'm talking like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, so she was doing it a little before that as well, Michael. Celine's been doing it for about 30 years. And she's the reason I drink ginger root tea. So I'm a big fan of Celine Dion.
Oh,
what? She drinks it too?
Ginger root tea for Celine. Wow. That's what she says. One of the things that keeps her voice, all time. Celine Dion, get out of here.
Do you know what song I hate?
What's your song? Wait, before you tell us what song you hate, Mbulelo, what's your song? What's that one song that by female artists that will get you in your feels, that will get you out and about, and we see a different side of Mbulelo?
Funnily, it's a pop song, and it was actually in White Chicks. Terry Crews did an incredible cover of it.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And
I need you. And I miss you.
That's a good song.
That's
she's
a good song.
It's Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 Miles, and I absolutely love that song. And there's actually a documentary about it. If you want to see on YouTube, you can go and look it up. I absolutely love that song. So Vanessa Carlton, I go full on white girl, get loose. I get loose.
Do you also do it like when he's in the car and he's like, dun, dun, dun. Like do you get into character? Do you do the whole thing?
No, I don't go full on. I don't, but I do get into it. I do get it. It hits me in the feels. I got to be honest with you. And it was also like probably the best time in my life when that was out, sort of that between 11 and 15 years old. So no, all timer. Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 Miles. That's my one. Let's see here. Achter in New York says, I mean, Teddy Pendergrass is a man, but who doesn't love Teddy? Teddy Pendergrass. Gail Evans says, Faith Evans, nobody's supposed to be here. Are you joking? Faith Evans also.
How does that go?
Time.
That song is
like,
sing
it.
I'm not sure with the lyrics. I'm horrible with lyrics, but that what like nobody's supposed to be here. That's how it goes, right? Like that's the song, right?
Yeah. Go.
I don't know how. What? I don't know how you got here. Nobody's supposed to be here. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's all I know of the song.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. It wasn't, it wasn't Celine Dion, but it's that is pretty good. Jean, or it could be Jean or Jean, says Mariah Carey, "We Belong Together." I mean,
Mariah's gonna at night when I'm at my night. Too deep. Yes. Okay, I feel you.
We
I was
belong together.
Oh, yes. Mariah Carey.
Yeah, she can say Mariah Carey. Wasn't
Carey
she dating Nick Cannon or something?
Oh, yeah, some stuff happened there.
They got married.
No,
they still married?
No, they got married, divorced. He's done.
Yeah, who's Mariah dating now?
Whoever she wants. She's Mariah Carey, but Nick Cannon went. I think he had 4 kids in 1 year. I don't know if you heard about that.
Really?
Yeah, and all at the same time. They were all
with different women.
Kind of pregnant.
In 1 year with 4 in 1 year, 3 or 4 in 1 year, Michael. Yeah, so Mariah Carey's like, I can't handle you. Probably what Mariah said.
Wow.
All right, let's should we take one more? We'll let Yaku join us in a little bit.
Let's have one more. I'm liking the answers I'm getting. One more.
Elon is God says Florence and the Machine, Hiding. Now, is that a new one? I don't remember Hiding, because let me tell you something. I saw Florence and the Machine live at the O2 Arena. That lady's voice.
Mic drop.
That lady's
I'm so
voice
jealous.
is one of the most piercing things, because there's very few people who can perform live. Hey, there are very few people that are great studio artists. But my God, and listen, I've been to a lot of concerts. I think Coldplay is the best live concert I've ever been to. But Florence and the Machine, this lady's voice, I forget what her name is, and I don't think it's actually Florence, but just pipe like you cannot imagine. So that's a good one there. Florence and the Machine, great band from around 10, 15 years ago. They were doing it back then. Should we take one more? Let's see what people
I see Whitney Houston.
Yeah, I saw Macy Gray.
What do we think about Whitney Houston? Maybe we shouldn't have smoked the crack. I mean, you just
wasn't there some mad story about Whitney Houston and her lover or something back in the day, and things went wrong?
His name is Bobby Brown.
Oh yes. What was the story there?
What did you hear? Hold on. Whoa! I want to hear what Michael heard. What did you hear?
I don't know, but listen, I could be completely wrong, and I don't want to give misleading information, but I feel like it's very similar to the O.J. Simpson thing, or as bad as that, or
no,
it's not.
You're on a different highway.
What did Bobby Brown do?
That's extremely derisory there, Michael. And that's no, OJ, the glove didn't fit, so they did a quit. But, it's a whole different thing.
Wait, finish the story. What did Bobby Brown do?
Yeah, well,
I'm very
long story
interested.
cut short. No, but long story cut short, like very, very short. There was Whitney Houston, the singer. She then met Bobby Brown. They got together. It's said, allegedly, that he introduced her to the coke. They had a very toxic relationship. And boom, kada boom.
Yeah. Oh, so he just introduced her to drugs.
Toxic relationship.
Yeah, 100% toxic relationship. Definitely not as bad as what I was thinking, though.
Although
is Bobby Brown a singer as well?
Former, yeah.
Okay. No, guys, I did not know Bobby Brown.
Yeah, no, it's a whole story. I mean, we're on a good roll here. We probably shouldn't get involved in Bobby Brown and his ways. He also did some stuff on the side. Just a firecracker. He's a firecracker. You need to look him up.
I think
no, he's like no Tory Lanez. He's no Tory Lanez.
I'd like him.
His girlfriend.
What?
Michael, you heard of Tory Lanez? He shot his girlfriend in the foot in a car.
No, singer as well.
One of these, rapper. I don't know what these new kids are. Yeah.
How's this new rap people are coming up? Mumble rap. Like, you can't even hear a word and it's now a genre. Like, it's such rubbish. The youths have just messed up everything.
Michael, how old are you? You just turned 29 and you're already talking like this.
No, but I agree with
mumble rap is ridiculous. Have you been to a club?
That's how they sound. And
then it's like a hit record.
That's a hit right there. And I'm telling you, I didn't say anything.
I was at a party the other day and people were singing that. Who's that one that she like dated Drake for a while and then created that song about the female body parts and like WAP or something, wet ass something?
Wait, Cardi B.
Yeah, that song. I was at a party and people were singing that song. I was revolted. I wanted to vomit on the spot. It's like,
now,
how can you call that a song?
Well, Michael, what you don't know.
Compare that to Titanic song.
You're right. You're right. What a way to
the 70s, 80s, 90s going. Like, eliminate mumble rap and this new stuff that's coming out.
I hear you. Just Winslet, Leonardo DiCaprio.
But using Cardi B's words, in the words of Cardi B, I don't dance now. I make money moves. So I gotta dance. I make money moves. You see, she's
is that another song?
That was her breakout hit.
Oh, it was downhill.
She was a stripper, and then she stopped stripping. So that's where the line comes from. I don't dance now. I make money moves.
So on WAP is a woman called Megan Thee Stallion. She's the lady who got shot by Tory Lanez in the foot. So I think the point here is, Michael, we did start off sort of suggesting that we may have been in the same bed broadcasting the show together, which we are not. Is that in that same vein? Is that should you ever if you get in a relationship with somebody, just be careful if they rap. They may shoot you in the foot in a car. So I think I think that's a good note to end off on is don't get shot in a car in the foot.
The outtake for the last 30 minutes was don't date a rapper.
Because you'll get shot in the foot. That's a really important part of it. Yeah. Okay, let's move to somebody who I'm 1000% certain has not shot anybody that I know of, right? He's a fantastic guy. He's done... it's always a pleasure when he comes in the studio because he is a firecracker. He gets everyone in here going. He riles up our colleague Barrett Simphiwe as well. He riles her up. So I love it. I do love to watch as a conscientious observer. But on a serious note, he is the CEO of Catalytic. And if you haven't listened before, you can catch him live every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Here on Cliff Central. Otherwise, you can get the podcast Unbundled wherever you get your podcasts. Joining us now from perhaps a secret location. I'll let him reveal it. The CEO of Catalytic, Jaco Voigt. Yaku, how's it going?
Good morning, everybody. Good and you.
Oh,
that sunlight. Listen, it is grim here in Johannesburg. But
yeah, I know you somewhere nice.
It's a big flex. It's a big flex. You look happy.
Just working in the office. What can I say?
Yeah.
We've all used that line before, but haven't had our cameras on.
Yeah.
About that. Yeah, I can't. It's some mountains.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
A little
beautiful.
bit of sunshine. Mbulelo, I don't know if you know this brand.
Oh, Turbador. Yes.
Michael, you're a coffee guy?
Oh, I love Turbidor
I've
coffee because
had,
they got dogs at the place.
Exactly that, and they've got a nice little shop about 200 meters here from where I'm staying at the moment. So I had a great start to the morning. I waited for them to open the doors and warm up the coffee machine. So it was a good start to the morning.
Was that a rhino we saw in your garden?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a white one.
Wow. You're living the life.
Yeah,
This is Africa. What can we say?
Hey, pet rhino. That's the next level.
It actually made me think about Simphiwe quite a bit, seeing that she was on this dog plug last week.
Yeah.
I'm still learning so much, Yaku. Like I'm in disbelief. Like you dog lovers are something else. I can say that for sure.
But listen, on that note, I found a solution for you. So I was reading on the planes Xiaomi, which is obviously the Chinese company. They've created a cyber dog. So for about just over 20,000 rand, you can have a cyber dog that doesn't have to scare you. And apparently it can carry up to 3 kgs, and you don't have to send it to school. It will learn from you.
No. Wait, I'm sorry. Before we get to the cyber and not being scared, did you just say 20,000 rand? Just boom, bam, just like that.
I think it's like
I must spend
2023.
20K.
Yes.
On some,
and then you have to, but that's not your total cost of ownership, because you have to put power into it every now and again. So
software
it will become more expensive as you go along.
But can you see the times we live in with load shedding? I don't think it's going to be good for me to get that kind of dog. You know what I mean? Like
it would work once a week.
Can't take it out for walks now. So
yeah,
but you have to. I really feel that you have to get a dog. So it's either this one or a live one. You can pick.
Can I just get a man? Yeah.
Start off with a Tamagotchi and see how
What
that
are you
goes.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, if you have to get something, I'm sure I can just get a man.
Get a man.
Okay, but now on that note, and you knew I was going to do this. Mbulelo, I was in the office last week.
Okay.
And I think you were at a meeting or something. I don't know where you were. And I was busy chatting to Simphiwe, and then Jane came in, and I got a cultural lesson about shaking the salt.
Okay.
You know about that?
Like I've recently now let's talk about shaking. Do you say shaking the salt?
Shaking the salt. That's what I got taught.
Okay. Educate
so
us.
much running through my mind.
Yeah, wow.
Shaking. You don't know how to offer it. Okay, Simphiwe, how does that work?
Okay.
So when you started with the Mariah Carey like that, I thought, okay, cool. It's an ideal moment to bring up the subject.
That's it. All right. So shaking the salt, Simphiwe, take it away.
So I will lead that. Jane was the one, educating Yaku on this and leading in this conversation. But basically, it's about, I wouldn't say even shaking. I would say removing the salt. So this is usually, yeah, you need to get rid of the salt. And usually someone will say that when they have not had sex in a very long period of time. So, when they're about to, get done and do the things, they usually say, they're removing the salt. And when they haven't had sex in a long time, they'll be like, yeah, they have salt. Like, so if you hear someone say that is code for they haven't had sex in a very long time, or a long time for them. And then once they've removed the salt, they've done the things to be done, and the pots have been found.
Okay. Now,
and then apparently, if you don't remove the salt, then you don't become a lucky person.
No, it's problematic. You're cranky, true. You're unhappy, you're a miserable person. We don't want you around us and our space. So do the things to be done to make you happy, so that the rest of the world is happy.
And I agree with this, because when somebody's miserable, the first thing I ask them is, when was the last time you got laid? Immediately, I always go down to that is, when was the last time you got some action? No, but if you're going to be grumpy, I mean, it's personal for me now. If I have to experience a grumpy person, then let's get down to the bottom of it. Go and service the pipes, and maybe you come back with the correct energy. Go and shake the salt. And I'm
But
not
now you
shy
see,
to
I
ask.
just wanted to say you can just be a bit more discreet about it and say, have you look like you're filling up with salt or something. And then also what I've also learned is the term very long, as you heard some people say now, that differs between people. What is very long, Sims?
Well, it depends how often you want to get some action. For some people, 3 days is a very long time. For others, a week. Others, 3 weeks. Others, a month. It's all up to you and how often you need to get some. Like it's all dependent on you. But the minute we see you act a bit offish and whatnot, then we're like, nah, dude, you just let's why it's got you.
Marco,
But when you say a
any
very
date
long time,
just do it in late?
I get these images of somebody that's been in Siberia for 2 years, and it's cold and dark, and that sounds to me like a very long time. So I don't know, like 3 days. That's
No,
it's all relative.
Yeah, these kids are wild, Yaku. Let me tell you that. They're wild. They're living their best lives. And so you'll be shocked at what they define as long, And yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Yaku, I got a question for you. We're all from different generations here. What was like the hit song when you were growing up?
Yeesh. Okay. Now we go. I heard you referring to the Titanic song. That was, but that was not my generation.
What, hadn't even sunk?
No.
We're still being built, né? We're still being built.
Oh, we're starting like that now. You're filling up with salt, man. You can't say something.
Yeah, you guys need to take out the salt.
So in our days, Jennifer Rush, "The Power of Love" was a hit song.
What a great song.
I don't know Jennifer Rush.
Anything?
Oh,
my word.
You don't want to hum it. You don't want to just be like, how does it go, Chief? Maybe we know the chorus.
Sims, you're not going to catch me like that. It's too early in the morning for that. Then there was also Michael Bolton was quite big.
Mm-hmm.
Whitney Houston, as we
Whitney.
heard earlier. Yeah, Whitney was great. Queen.
Oh,
Freddie
yes.
and the Gang. And then when the techno era started, what was that? No Limits. What was that? Come on, Sims, you must know that.
Evanescence.
No limits.
No.
No limits.
No, not Evanescence.
No limits. No limits.
I think what was the band called? It was like Too Unlimited or something like that. Come on, you have to know
no
that.
Doubt. What are we talking about here?
No, Jesus,
It's
it was
a
a techno
band.
song.
But wait, is the song called No Limits?
Not
Yes.
Depeche Mode. I mean, what are we talking about?
Someone said here Too Unlimited. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
Jenny.
Oh,
The song,
shout out, Jenny.
yeah, you can't make us do that. It went like no, there's no limit. Come on, you have to know that song.
All timer. What, Michael? You don't know that song?
No.
Incredible. Okay, well, no, listen.
Where
Michael's
did
going
you
through-
grow up, Michael?
He grew up
Johannesburg.
he was eating mangoes in a swimming pool.
Okay.
Yeah, he grew up eating mangoes in a swimming pool.
Yeah, so we had wide-ranging stuff, and then there was obviously AC/DC, Def Leppard, all of those. So it was like quite wide-ranging.
I remember the Venga Boys.
And then obviously the Afrikaans scene was quite different then. We didn't have Kurt Darren yet. So we had people like Lorica Rauch, Blaise Bridges, Annelie van Rooyen. It's quite. It was a bit more limited then.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. All right, well, I mean that's what was happening. I like that you said Evanescence just now, Michael. That was.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's
so
a
you're like
compliment.
you're like 30. All right, Yaku. Now that we've got obviously your favorite music hits, we know you have a pet rhino now. You're into higher quality coffee. It's let's get into actually what you do from 9 in the morning to 12 at night. I would imagine with what your work schedule must be like. Is you are running Catalytic, and of course you got the podcast with us. But I wanted to chat a little bit about what's the business about. What do you do? I mean, what is your sort of your offering to all of us? And I wanted to just get into that because I think with so many offerings in the ISP space, let's start there. And internet's become such a confusing conversation. Connectivity is becoming such a confusing conversation. So maybe you could let us know what you do and what Catalytic is all about.
Yeah, thank you for that. So I tend to have these conversations quite a bit, and I think especially in the last 18, 24 months, the market has shifted. So traditionally, ISP was quite a can I say, almost like a nice and easy business. You put in a line into a customer's business, and then you provide them with internet. So it's water in a pipe, and then obviously what happened on inside of that network behind the router that the ISP would deliver, that would be the customer's problem, and they would typically then have a different IT outsource company or IT guy, or maybe some in-house IT resources that works for them. And then as we know, then the cloud developed, and all of that stuff has started shifting into the cloud. So I don't think that you can find somebody that can just call themselves an internet service provider anymore, because customers expect more from us, and we have to deliver more services to them. So the minute you deliver a service to a customer now, and I always refer to connectivity as just the starting point. It's just the mechanism to connect the customer to our network so that we can deliver other services to them. So that's just like the umbilical cord. And then from there, we would then layer on voice services, cloud services, security services, all those kind of things. And I think for where we're at the moment, customers want to preferably deal with one entity, and then they want an expert service provider that can deliver all of those kind of services. So I always refer to us as a managed service provider. We've got to do more than just one service to the customer.
That's awesome, because I don't want to be too confused. I don't want to have like 6 people, which is what my situation at home, right? Sorting out my problem, and it's never the people who laid down the fiber. It's never their fault when you phone them. Okay, phone your ISP. I phone my ISP. Have you got this code? No, I don't have the code. Who did you speak to? Like bloody hell, when I give you my money, we never have this problem. Then you're happy to take my money without these T's and C's, but now you put me through bloody murder.
I'm actually glad that you brought that up, Mbulelo, because I think one of the things that, because of all this different confusion, customers are perpetually skeptical of the service that they're going to deliver or that they're going to receive, and they also it's very easy for customers to become unhappy because there is a lot of choice, and they tend to have you on the hamster wheel to deliver service. But I think the biggest thing for us is it's not a technical discussion; it's a business discussion. So for us, the most time that we spend is almost educating customers around what the technology future and the roadmaps look like, and then secondly is mapping out their journey with them. So if we can get a customer to buy into the fact that we're gonna walk a road with them instead of just providing a service, so it almost becomes more of a let me call it a partnership than a one-way service delivery relationship. Yeah. Then things become a lot better and easier, and then we tend to have long and happy relationships.
So I don't know about you guys, Simphiwe and Michael, but whenever I go onto a page, right, and Jaco, I know this is quite rudimentary for you, but I think a lot of people might want to know this. And I say a lot of people, maybe it's just me, I'm an idiot, is that I always see an option for home internet, right? And then I always see an option for business internet. And then whenever I click on the business one, I'm like, why is this one more expensive? What's going on? Because I can just get a 100 meg line. That's a home line. Am I being ripped off here? Well, like, what's going on there? Because I don't know those technicalities. And Michael pointed out earlier, I'm a moron. I'm not even a chemical engineer. So I don't know these things.
Did not say that.
No, you did a little.
Quite harsh.
yeah, hurt my feelings, but I'm a professional, so that's why I'm not crying on camera. But Yaku, what is the difference, business and home internet? I've never understood it.
And one of the what that question highlights for us is probably the biggest problem that we have in our industry is we have these ubiquitous terms, like cloud or fiber. And like you correctly pointed out, now you get a home type fiber service and you get a business type fiber service. Now, what I always the analogy that I like to use is if you want to put tires on your car, there's many places where you can go and acquire tires, and that ranges from Tiger Wheel and Tire or Super Quick to the guy on the side of the road that's got those tires stacked up in there's different shapes and forms. And what it does, it's made from rubber, it's round, it's going to fit in your car, and it's probably going to roll and get you somewhere. And even when you walk into a tire shop, there's different price ranges, so you can get something really, really cheap and nasty, and then you can get the best of the best that's only going to last you 10,000 kilometers, but you'll know, it will never skid off the road and kill you. And fiber is very similar to that. So there's different underlying technologies that allows the home fiber to become at a reasonable price point. So in other words, the technology that they use to deliver the home fiber is a let's call it a share type on a share type basis. So in other words, you're never going to get guaranteed service out of that, which for most of us is fine when we're at home because we're downloading and if there's a little bit of latency and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter. In the business world, where we have real-time business critical applications, we need a higher quality of fiber, and then obviously also the service level that's attached to the service. So in other words, when that fiber breaks, where's the priority going to go in terms of fixing it? That business fiber, the more expensive one that you refer to, that's going to get priority, and that gets monitored and managed a lot more actively than the fiber that you get at home, and that's sort of the difference. So then there's other technical permutations to that, but the reality is at a business level, there's certain guarantees that you want around uptime, availability, the service that's attached to it, that makes that differentiation, and that's what you pay for.
And for more on that, because I actually that's an awesome thing to be able to discern, because I go to companies all the time and they complain about their internet, and I go, oh my goodness. And then you hear stories like they don't know these idiosyncrasies, right? And everybody thinks they know everything. But hey, there's a great Afrikaans saying, what did they say? Dierkoop is goedkoop, I believe they say. And you get what you pay for in life.
Other way around. Goedkoop is dierkoop, yeah.
I'm not Afrikaans, so, but thank you for helping me. Goedkoop is dierkoop. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
But
exactly.
I really believe in that. What's that, Simphiwe?
What does that mean?
It means if you buy the cheapest, it's going to end up costing you more.
True.
Yeah. And for more on that, you can go to catalytic.co.za. And Yaku, who have you got on the podcast this week? Who are you speaking to on Unbundled?
I'm actually, I've got a lady that, and it's something that's been sort of front of mind for me quite a bit. So I've got a lady coming to chat to us about digital marketing, and in business, again, we have to use technology to live in the world that and be relevant in the world that we at. So she's going to come and chat to us about what strategies you can follow to make digital marketing work for you. I've been through that, and I mean that's actually how I ended up at Cliff Central. We've also gone through all of those, optimizing your Google pages and search and this and that. And typically, when you speak to agencies, it's a minefield that you have to navigate. And we're going to chat to somebody around how to make it easy for business to get into that digital marketing space if you're not there yet. And believe it or not, there is still a lot of people that believe that putting up a billboard or printing a flyer is still the way to go. So that's what we're going to chat about on Tuesday. So I'm looking quite forward to that. I think it's going to be very interesting.
That's awesome. That'll be Tuesday 9 a.m. Live on. Of course, you can catch that on the Cliff Central app. Otherwise, if you're getting the podcast, cliffcentral.com and wherever you get your podcast. But Marco, I wanted to bring you. Go ahead.
Can I add something that I think Yaku forgot to add, that he also does Unbundled Boost. So he speaks to like other small business entrepreneurs, and he talks to them about their journey and how they got started and all of that. So you can also catch Unbundled Boost on cliffcentral.com.
And please feel free to send emails to contact@cliffcentral.com. Should you be one of those small businesses, please don't be shy to get a hold of us. We'll pass that on and make sure that Yaku and the guys get that. And and no chances. I mean, most of our listeners are the real deal, right? So, but please use the opportunity.
It's been an awesome journey that we've had such interesting. I mean, we've had from people that do barriers for sharks, like instead of doing nets, all the way to people that do bath products, all the way to people that do recycle plastic bags and give people in the communities an opportunity. So it's been a really interesting journey, and I'm looking very forward to what's coming. Again, it's a platform where people can just come and shamelessly punt their business. It's let's call it a bit of a longer elevator pitch. So people mustn't be shy. They must come and tell us and see if we can get things going for them.
I love that. And because Yaku's too humble, so catalytic.co.za for more info on what Yaku does now. But Yaku's super humble, right? Marco, you heard of Vox?
Vox Telecoms. Yeah, they're internet service provider or like lay fibre or something. Yeah. Okay, school me, guys. What are Vox? So what do you think? Big company, small company, what are they up to, Michael? No, big company. Big company.
How are they doing it? So, and the man to your on-screen left, but to your right shoulder, actually started that company. You ever think?
I knew it. I knew we were talking to a billionaire right here. I knew it. I knew it. You had a rhino in your backyard. You're really cool. You're down to earth. I knew it.
I'm actually sitting at my neighbor's. It's all fake. I'm joking.
No, but Yaku, I think
you must stop doing this, man.
No, you know what, Yaku, I wanted to touch.
I'm glad the sun is beaming down on me that you can't see how you're making me blush. So stop doing that.
But you know what? It's not about the money for me. Is that very few. We're in a time now. I mean, we're dealing with Eskom and whatever as South Africans, and for me, it's not. I mean, I like that Michael went straight to the money, but for me, it's the journey to doing great things. And I don't want South Africans believing that because everything at state level is eroding, that there aren't people that are willing to put their lives on the line to build great things. And I think Americans do it really well, where they champion their champions. And I think it is a landmark company, and you've done great things. And I just want to not only thank you, but thank you on behalf of the families who you fed and allowed to put South Africa on the map. But there's been thousands of family that have been fed by that company, and also for South Africans too. It's great for brand South Africa, like, hey, look what we're doing. It's a world-class product. So I just thought I'd bring that up as well, so that people know that you go to Catalytic, you're not dealing with somebody who's mafigizolo here. You're dealing with somebody who's put in the hours, right? So Yaku, I just wanted to champion that, and obviously Michael Flax will now share this on social media and probably be besties with it.
So Mbulelo, on that note, maybe, and I don't talk about it often, but one of the byproducts of this global pandemic that we've been living under is there's a I'm not sure if you guys know, but there's a global chip supply shortage. So that's impacted anything that's got electronics in it, from computers to cars to everything. So for a business, if you wanted to go and buy let's say premise-based server today, you're probably going to wait anything between 6 and 18 months, depending on what brand and stuff you do. So there's a real crunch in terms of availability of computer hardware, and it's a worldwide phenomena. Apparently, there's obviously some global supply chain stuff. Some of the factories had to shut down due to COVID stuff. There's apparently a very big factory in China that burned down. So all of those things have led to this. what we've done from a catalytic perspective, and it's imminent for launch, is we've secured quite a number of enterprise service or business servers. I think we've got about 200 or 300 at hand that's available immediately, and we're launching. And I hate to call it this, but let's go with it. Almost like a Black Friday special. So for anybody that's been shopping around and battling to secure hardware, we've got server hardware available in our data center on tap. So it's available like from today. We can immediately deliver that. So that's maybe something that can be of quite good interest for any business that's shopping around and need to know about stuff like that.
Fantastic. And where can people get a hold of you, Yaku, should they wish to get that?
The best place to start is catalytic.co.za. And then obviously we've got a LinkedIn page, which is called Catalytic Communications, where that's where we do the bulk of the Cliff Central stuff that we're pushing out. So LinkedIn is a great place to start. I'm obviously there on LinkedIn, so if people want to then connect to me like that and find out more, we've got that. And then we've got let's connect at catalytic.co.za is our contact email.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, Yaku, hey, that's a great note to end off on. And for me, I think it's important. Once again, I will champion South Africa till the death. And if you've done it before with that company, Catalytic's doing incredible things now. So keep rocking, and Yaku, keep the energy, man, because we love it. I know certainly that everybody at Cliff Central, when you're here, is hey, it would be tough to be fake for like 2 years that you've kind of been in the mix, right? It is who you are, and you've got that great energy. So thank you for constantly bringing that and championing this great country to keep doing great things.
Thank you for that. But listen, I just come there to learn. That's all that happens when I come to Cliff Central.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Stop
Yaku,
being
enjoy
humble.
yourself. Yeah, enjoy yourself in that location of yours. Look after that rhino. They are herbivores, so you're probably gonna have to go get some lawn as well a little bit later.
Oh. I did this at great expense after Simphiwe dissed Midrand, where I stay so blatantly last week. So I thought I definitely cannot be in Midrand when I join the show because
I hear you.
Yaku?
I hear you.
No, guys, there's levels to this. Yaku
Simphiwe.
does not stay
Sorry.
in Midrand, okay?
We
He
gotta
stays
go.
in
I am in
waterfall,
Midrand.
okay?
Yeah,
Water
he is in Midrand
levels.
now.
It doesn't matter. It's
Levels.
Midrand.
Levels,
no,
okay.
The postal code says Midrand. That's where I stay. You know, so
Incredible
But the
stuff.
check
All right.
says waterfall.
Right? Right.
All right. Yaku, look after yourself and enjoy the rest of the week. Michael will sign off on this. Michael says, this show offers us the opportunity to love being South African more than any other South African media expression. Well done to all. Happy Wednesday. I think that's a fantastic place to end off. And Marco Flax, my second, obviously my first favorite Marco. Second is Marco de Brolio, but Marco Flax, you are magical. Simphiwe, you're great. And Jaco Voigt, ladies and gentlemen, the GCS for today. Tomorrow, the A-team is back. He is back. The big man is back. Gareth will be back tomorrow, bright and early. It'll be, of course, the Burning Platform, and Pumi will join us tomorrow. So back to the A-team tomorrow. But for now, the GCS is out.
thank you.